We're about to do part two with Lord Goat here at Styxxoplix Show, episode 204, Portals of the Immortals. What's up,
Respect.
boy? Yo.
Respect,
So
bro.
we
Just
was
chilling.
talking about like we was horror movies or some shit. I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It was like,
yeah, we was influenced by all kinds of horror stuff, like particularly like exploitation flicks. Like the old school,
yes.
like, gore, like blood sucking freaks. I don't know if you see Maniac back in the day. I mean, with
Yeah, I
Will
remember
Smith.
Maniac. You remember Maniac? Uh, no? Okay.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. It's
Yeah.
if you
We
haven't
gotta
seen
we
it,
gotta check that out then.
it's worth checking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was Manhunter. What was that, like the original one from the Hannibal Lecter? That was in the
Yeah,
80s
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Nah,
Oh,
no doubt.
did you read Chaos by Tom O'Neill or Todd
Yeah,
O'Neill
I
yet?
read that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Did you read it?
Nah, I didn't read it yet. I heard that it's off. My dude read it, and he said that it's something that he read up in an instant. Like that was a page turner right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing with the thing with that book is a lot of the stuff in that book, the ideas that he had, it's kind of been out there already. I mean, basically,
Okay.
the idea of the book is basically saying that like Charles Manson and like his parole guy, his parole officer, let him
Hmm.
do let him do whatever he wanted to do. So
Hmm.
let's say dude was like, "Yo, I'm going to Washington. I'm going to Sacramento." They were like, "All right, cool, bro." He was like, "Do your thing." Now that's abnormal considering his record. You wouldn't let somebody just kind of do what they want to do. You would have
Hmm.
to check in, and you wouldn't even let your client really do that. So people thought it was
Right.
weird
Huh.
that this particular guy, who they name in the book, and they follow the guy, they try to speak to him. And eventually, he does talk to him, and it was basically kind of like saying that he was sort of an agent, that he was
Hmm.
particularly put on the street when he was to do what he did to an extent, not necessarily to plan killings, but they knew they were going to put him on the street and be like, yo, like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, he was older.
Hmm.
He was older than everybody else. He wasn't like a young dude. Like, he was just
Yeah.
like, he was in his early 30s. He was in jail his whole life. So he just
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
at that moment. He was like, this is crazy. People giving me free drugs. I I'm meeting chicks every 2 minutes. They want to rock with me. So he was building as soon as he got out. He let him out, which people thought it was weird that they even let him out when they did. So the book
Wow.
explores a lot of questions like, yo, why was he allowed to do A, B, and C? You know, it's like why were they arrested and then they let them out? You know, it
Yeah,
makes you
that's
think that
questionable. Really.
right, right. But that goes
Yeah.
back to a lot of the stuff saying that, Timothy Leary, these
Mm.
guys that were Harvard, and like super educated, these guys were also given a bunch of acid to put on the street.
Yeah.
So
That's like that
that
one. What is it that LSD Dreams or Acid Dreams? You read that book? You know what I'm talking about?
uh,
It was like
I'm not sure,
talking
but
about the countercultural agents and stuff like that.
I know what you're
Or
talking about. I mean,
yeah,
it's a lot to do with that. It's every see it. A lot of people
like they
think
saying
everything
Jim
is tied
Morrison
to
was a
that.
plant, like
Right, right, it's
that
right.
type of shit.
They're saying that he was a plant because he was allowed to have so much freedom. Because he was a
Mm,
musician. The whole thing was he really wanted to get on and make records. He
yeah,
wasn't like, oh, I'm crazy. I'm gonna start killing people and controlling people. He was like, yeah, he's a little spun out from doing drugs, but he really wanted to sing and make music. And even though his music was a little weird, but
mm,
his idea was to actually get a record deal. And that's why when
yeah,
he hooked up with Dennis Wilson from the Beach Boys, Dennis is like, yo, I'm gonna bring you over here. I'm gonna try to get you a deal. Just play your shit. You know what I'm saying? Come with your guitar and just and rock out. So when he did that, he was in the studio, but he creeped everybody out. I'm saying the engineers were
mm,
there. The engineers were like, trying to talk to him, and he was just like staring at them. He pulled out a knife. He didn't do anything with the knife, but he took the knife out and he put it on the console.
mm.
So after that, the engineer's like, yo, I ain't fucking with dude. Why is he pulling out
Ah,
knives? There's no reason.
yeah,
So he blew that. Then he got real mad at Dennis because Dennis was like, "Yo, I'm trying, bro, but
Yeah.
you didn't really
Mm.
audition properly."
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? So then Manson took a song that was a Beach Boys song, and basically Dennis kind of let him have it, but
Mm,
they used it. So if you look at the Beach Boys album, it's called 2020. I don't know if you're
mm,
familiar with that record. The
mm.
album 2020, that song is on there,
Okay.
except
Huh.
he's not in the credits. I believe it's called Never Learn Not to Love or some shit. He's not in the credits. So when he's seen that, he blew up. He's like, why am I not on the credits? Why am I not getting bread? And
Mm.
that really pissed him off. So it's more that he really did want to be a musician. You know what I'm saying? And he
Yeah,
just
yeah.
couldn't. He creeped everybody out. But they took his music and they didn't pay him either. So
Yeah.
he went to dude's house. He's like, "Yo, if you're using my shit, you got to pay me something." You know.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to his house and he gave his boy a bullet because he wasn't at the crib. So he came over and he gave this guy a bullet. He's like, "Yo, this is for Dennis because he's playing
Yeah,
games.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
tell
yeah.
him to get his shit right, or there's gonna be a
Mm,
problem." You know.
man.
Dennis freaked out. Dennis wasn't. Just keep in mind that that dude, he considered originally Charles Manson to be a friend.
Mm,
So there wasn't nothing weird at the beginning. He was trying to,
yeah.
because he came home one night. See, briefly, basically, Dennis picked up two girls that were hitchhiking. Those
Mm,
chicks were down with Manson. Those were two of his girls. When
mm-hmm.
they became friendly with him, Dennis is all about smashing everything. He didn't really care.
Yeah.
He smash, smash, smash. He sees the two
Yeah.
girls, and two girls are, "Yo, we want to have a party." Long story short, he drops them off, goes back to his house, his own crib, the same night. And Charles Manson and all of them are already at his crib, which is weird. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So when he got out to
Yeah.
go into his crib, he sees Manson in front of his house. So he's like, "Yo, what is he doing here?" Manson's like, "Yo, like what's up?" So Dennis is like, "Yo, you are you here for beef? Are you gonna hurt me?" He's like, he basically kissed his feet. He literally, Manson got down on his knees and kissed Dennis Wilson's feet.
Mm,
Dennis is
mm.
like, "All right, he's weird, but he's not gonna shoot me." You know.
Ah,
So
shit.
after that, bro, it was a party. You know what I'm saying? They took over the
Yeah, yeah.
crib. They took over the crib. They was ordering food. There was no DoorDash, but they had food
Ah, ah.
deliveries. They had food delivery. So
Damn.
they was
Yeah, yeah,
wilding out,
yeah.
bro. Bro, they had
That's
the Manson family,
the
the
whole
girls.
Laurel Canyon type
Yeah,
conspiracy theory
they
shit.
had Dennis Wilson pay for their dentists. All the girls to fix their teeth.
Mm.
That's a different hustle, bro.
Yeah,
That's a whole different kind of hustle.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, you know what I'm saying? I thought
Yeah. So what you were saying, you wanted to ask him a question, Gore, about what was it Sons of Man or something? Do you listen to Sons of Man or something like that?
No, it wasn't
Was
about Sons
oh
of
man,
Man.
or was it, or what was it?
I wasn't about to ask that, but
Oh, okay. It
I
wasn't the.
told you that. But
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
uh,
was just thinking about the
yeah, yeah.
questions.
Nah, no doubt. Nah, Sons of Man was dope. Sons of Man, the first joints were incredible.
We was talking about not just to throw that out. No, we was talking about influences,
Oh, influences.
Wu Tang
Wu Tang
influences.
Oh, no
influences
doubt,
and
no doubt.
everything like that.
I mean, you could say that absolutely. I mean, when those records came out, we was kind of already in that pocket, but when we heard that, it was like, all right, cool. These cats know what's up as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The Grave Diggers too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I thought the Grave Diggers was obviously a little different. That's more of a horrorcore. It was like more
yeah,
of a
yeah.
fabricated thing, which we were
Oh,
already doing too. I mean, the Grave Diggers, they kind of. I'm not saying at all that they bid us or anything like that. I'm not even saying that. But those guys knew that we were doing that too. Like
okay.
we seen them in different situations. Like we was on the same radio shows back then. So
But all the fat beats.
All
All
MCs
the
talking about or what they would say was conspiracy rap. If you
conspiracy.
talking about any ancient knowledge
right,
and put it in your bars to where you like making a person go look that up and
yeah,
go read a book, then you was in a certain category back then. You
Yeah.
know, that
Yeah.
category today is kind of disappeared. But back then,
Right.
it was what I would say like conspiracy rap. Me personally,
Right.
you dig?
Well,
But
that's a good point. That's a good point you made because it's ironic that it disappeared today. See, the thing is
Yeah.
that shit is right in people's faces, and they went the other
Yeah.
way. So people are like, no, no,
Huh.
no, we're gonna rap about polo. We're gonna do polo. That shit don't do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? Like we were stealing polo when we were
Yeah.
13 from Macy's and punching
Yeah.
security guards in the face. That shit is
Huh.
cool. That's not I don't care about polo rap. That's
Mm.
different. You know what I'm saying? And those dudes back in
Hey.
the day, Sons of Man wasn't on that. They didn't really care about that. They cared about bars, they cared about knowledge, they cared about, trying to teach you stuff about Malachi York. And even if you didn't agree with all
Yeah, the
that,
Nuwapians. The
right, right,
Nuwapian
right.
movement.
Even if you didn't
Yeah.
agree with all that, the fact that
Right.
it's something you should know about. It just it's just culture. And like that kind of culture, people throw that word around, but it's not really being utilized. There's not really people throwing around culture.
Mm.
Sometimes it sounds like a joke to me. What are you talking about culture for who? Okay, yeah, you might rap about ice and all that. Of course, that's modern. But you're not really talking about the jewels. You're not really going back where it should be, but put it in a modern context. People don't want to hear that. They want to hear, drug selling and their clothes and just like,
That.
buying $1,000 pairs of sneakers. Like that's not it. But also what happens when you get younger kids involved. You know what I'm saying? You get meatheads involved that really don't know shit. They're just like, listen, everybody was 17 once, right? We was all 17. We all listened to Mob Deep. We all did this. We all sort of like emulated our
that's another
heroes. Yeah.
that's another real culture icon Prodigy. When he just
Yeah.
brought up the whole term Illuminati, that just made
Oh yeah.
minds want to go deep into that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But then another MC Razcast, The Nature of Threat, when he
Yeah.
was
Oh yeah.
breaking down the
Yeah.
genetics, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, of
Yeah.
where racism came from and where all of the religion came from and
Uh-huh.
just breaking all that down. You don't have that in this day and time. But yeah, just the influence we had back then was more
Exactly.
like a school.
Of
Mm.
You
course.
understand?
Of course.
It was a high priest school. It was a religion in its own. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Or what I would say was conspiracy rap or
Look
whatever.
at look at
You
look
know
at
what I
that
mean?
Rascal's joint that you just mentioned. The
Right,
stuff that
right.
he said in that, people's it kind of roasts people's whole catalogs.
Yeah.
There's like
Mm.
5 albums in that song. So
Mm.
when you listen to that, it's like when I heard it, I was like, yo, this brother's wilding out. Like he's really going in, like he's really going crazy. But the thing is, we was on that too. So we was just like, yo, all
Mm.
right, cool. We're not just crazy. We're not just losing our minds. There's a few people that are really going in. I mean, we never did a 10-minute song going that
Mm.
particularly deep. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause nobody did except him, which is why that stands out as
Yeah.
legacy as
Yeah.
stands out as legacy material. It's like also you
Right,
said
right.
Prodigy. Prodigy mentioned in Illuminati put the light bulb on and over a lot of people's heads that didn't really know necessarily what he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? So they would go back and obviously there's even things that happen with Prodigy that still can't be explained even so it's kind of odd that he passed away and then the next headline you see that is this guy choked on an egg.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
crazy,
Mm.
man.
come on, bro. That
Well,
don't
That don't even sound right, do it?
that don't sound right, bro. Who made that
Yeah,
up?
yeah, yeah,
Who
yeah.
allowed that
uh,
to go into the press, bro?
that's like how I was wilding out at the Cincinnati bus station at 3 o'clock in the morning. George Bush was eating a ham sandwich while the coal miners died. It was an article in a newspaper that I found. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I
Yeah,
started telling everybody at the Cincinnati bus station about this conspiracy with George Bush. It was wild, man.
yeah.
It's
I
like,
mean, it's crazy. It's and a guy like Prodigy, he was dealing with a sickness, and unfortunately, when he was in the hospital, it was horrible. He went to jail,
mm,
but he acquired more knowledge of self in jail because all you got to do in jail is you really could read and think,
yeah,
and that's
give
you
it a
do
lot of
that to
reading.
you got to do that to keep basically, negative stuff from ruining your bid. It will ruin
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like don't be messing with bitches. Don't there's a lot of things that will mess up your time. So what he did is he went positive. You know what I'm saying? Especially it's hard to do in prison the way he was trying to eat healthy. You can't do that in prison. They're trying to make you
Mm.
eat potato chips all day. So you can't even stay healthy. So when he got out, he was able to go vegan. You know what I'm saying? He was looking for non-GMO foods, which ironically back then you couldn't really get. You kind of had to have a little bit of extra money if you wanted to eat non-GMO foods. Now you can go to
Mm.
Kroger's, you go to Key Food, they have non-GMO products right there, and people still don't
Mm.
eat them. People are
Ah,
still eating Kellogg's cereal, and
all the
so
candy cereals.
he was right. That's population control, bro. That's
Yeah.
now if
Cement mix,
and if you look, there's a new commercial and they show Kellogg's showing cornflakes. And you know what they have the nerve to do? It says Kellogg's cornflakes since 1921, whatever the year is.
Mm.
It's saying Kellogg's cornflakes are now only created with 5 ingredients: corn, blah blah blah. It's a wrap for these
That's
companies,
crazy.
bro. It's a wrap.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
The conscious mind, the universal conscious mind is well aware right now, man. We had the chemical warfare, we had the spiritual warfare, and it's like it's a lot of strong, really superheroes in the game now, man. This keeping that alive. Like I was saying, back then we had different artists to make that manifest and let you know like this is what's going on. Y'all was
right,
one of them. Y'all was letting people know like, hey man, this is what the secret ops is doing. This is what the
right,
CIA is doing. This is what really all military weapons are for. You know what I'm
correct,
saying?
correct,
It's educational purposes. You dig?
right,
But
yep,
yeah, the poetry is real diabolical and metronomical. It's like when y'all put words together, it's like quick how the brain think. You know what I mean? It's like because the
right.
attention span of most civilians, they not really gonna grasp
Nah,
no book.
correct,
But if you can put it in a rhyme, action-packed form that's not boring with a raw beat,
right.
that's what it's about.
Because you got right. Because what we had to do is you had to spoon feed people, like you
Mm,
spoon feeding a baby. So the thing is for people that know, and I mean, obviously, you guys sound like like you're educated about it. We put other stuff in the mix as well because we knew it wasn't going to go over if we're talking about pyramids and this and that and nuclear war.
right.
People are not going to want to hear that, especially who's going to want to hear that over a Pete Rock beat or DJ
Mm,
Premier or like if that's all we're talking about. We didn't want to do that anyway. We still wanted to make enjoyable music, but got to have truth in there. We had to have a little bit of reality, which
yeah,
which
yeah.
people really, not everybody was able to handle it. I met some people back in the day, some rappers. They was like, "Yo, y'all are dope, but people ain't gonna fuck with you because they don't know what you're talking about." I was like, "Yo,
Mm,
people do know what we're talking about. You just gotta be a little open minded." You know what I'm saying? And you gotta
yeah.
remember back then, we tried to do all that. We did all that with no internet. There was no internet. You weren't doing stuff for likes. You weren't doing it for blow up or for bitches
Right.
or for getting this on. You didn't do it for that. You did it for the love of the music and to communicate that to people. We built whatever we did with no internet help, which is crazy
Mm-hmm.
now considering somebody gets on, they put out 3 singles, they do 4 features, and they're talking about crazy stuff and they blew up and this and that. But they really didn't. They're on a couple of big shows, which is cool. I'm not knocking nobody, but
Yeah.
y'all putting out 10 albums and you're not doing shows, you're not
Mm.
touring the world, you've never been to Europe, you didn't go anywhere. That's okay, but stop acting like y'all are changing the world because you put out 10 records and paid 15 G's in collabs. It
What
don't
was
mean
your
nothing. It don't mean anything.
what was your favorite places to go at in Europe? Amsterdam, Berlin, or what
And
was your
well, I mean, I wouldn't say Germany, we've been there tons of times, but I mean, I got arrested there. It's a
Oh,
it's a crazy story, but
Damn.
It's actually in Munich, Germany.
Munich.
Yeah, in
Okay.
Munich, we got promoted to go there, and we didn't know that the promoters were like these young college hip hop kids. They
Hmm.
didn't tell us they were younger, like super young. So
Mm.
they gave us half the bread. We get there, you're gonna give us the other half before we go on stage. Normal. It's normal. And we get there, and yeah, they picked us up at the airport in Munich, and they dropped us off at the hotel. And dude was like, "Yo, showtime is at 10 o'clock. We'll be here at 8 to pick you up."
Mm.
All right, cool. But we didn't know where the club was. We've never been to Munich before. We were just sitting in a hotel, getting ready and shit. Dudes never came, never called.
Damn.
We're getting ready. We got it. Showtime is at like 10, 11 o'clock. We got to take a cab. We got to the club, and we had to go in. Keep in mind, we had to go in through the front of the club. The club was sold out. It was packed. It was like 1,100 people there. We had to walk in through the front doors.
Damn.
We walk in and see dude drinking a Heineken, talking to some shorty in the corner.
Ah,
I was like, yo, I was like, I'm not. I was like, I was losing my mind. I'm like, yo, bro,
Mm.
what happened here, bro? Why the fuck are you here? You left us at the hotel. I don't care that he didn't bring us weed. He said he was gonna. I don't even care about that. But then you left us
Mm.
there, and he was
Mm.
like, he was shitting his pants. He was like, yo, my boy disappeared with the rest of the money, giving me excuses. And I'm like, yo, bro, we out here. We not from out here, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? You playing with fire, bro.
Man.
Anyway, we go downstairs. There's no security downstairs, and you got like 100 German dudes drinking our beer, eating our food. So it was like
That's
four or
wild.
five of us. So
Yeah.
Bill went down there and he seen this and he lost his mind. He immediately lost his
Yeah.
mind. He took the Heineken
Yeah.
case filled with beer. He smashed that shit. He went ape shit.
He went Cannibal Hulk on
He
there.
went Cannibal Hulk. So I was like,
Yeah.
I hear you. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's a chance now we're gonna get some heat. There's gonna be a little heat from that. Whatever. You know. In the
Mm.
meantime, people just like, yo, go on stage, go on stage. Fans, we were like, we could do that, but at the same time, it's like we also need to get our bread right because we have to finish a tour. In other words, we
Mm.
need we need whatever it was, 7 8 G. We needed that 7 8 Gs to continue our operations.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Mm.
owners of the club come downstairs and these cats are speaking German. Ach, ach, ein, einer. And we like, yo, we don't know what you're talking about, bro. You hired people that owe us money. We're not going on stage for free. You want us to go on
Wow.
stage? You're
Mm.
selling drinks, empty the bar, and then we'll go on stage for you. You gotta pay us first, bro. Because
Yeah.
the way we looked at it, bro, we worked too hard. We wasn't gonna ruin our
Yeah. Yeah.
relationship and our reputation by getting played. That's not how we did it. So with that said, Sabak, in the group, he's good with crowds. He's like, he's almost like on some old Public Enemy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the
Oh,
Minister
okay.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
Information.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
On
we'd
the
send our
militant.
Minister of Information out there to
Yeah.
be, who's good cop, bad cop. So we sent the nice guy
Yeah.
out there, and kids was throwing bottles already. They was already pissed. So he was like, "Yo, chill, don't throw bottles." Like they already starting to riot. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
So they were like, "Yo, we here. We're trying to figure out the business. Give us a little bit." You know what I'm saying? So the DJ played the music, blah blah blah. These kids disappeared. There was no money. It got to be, kids were rioting. We couldn't even. We're like, "Yo, we got to be out. Got it.
Mm.
We ain't getting paid. We got to be out." So with that said, um, Bill and Sabak, they had, they left first because we had a bunch of people. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna chill at the club, go to the hotel, take the van around back, and come and pick me and DJ Eclipse up, right? So we chilling at the club downstairs. The whole downstairs is messed up. You know what I'm saying? People stealing our shit, eating our food. It was a disrespectful mess. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna chill. So I'm sitting, I twist up. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Mm.
If I got some part, I'm gonna twist up. Yo, I light the blunt and 15 paratroopers walk inside the club with military
No.
with military gear and machine guns.
damn.
So I'm like, I got my glasses on. I'm already like, like, and the butt
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there is crazy. I'm already cooked. It's like sitting there, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know if it's who it's for, but I get a bad vibe. I'm sitting there,
Damn.
and it's interesting because there's a woman paratrooper in the front for some reason.
Mm.
So they all surround me, and they're like, "Stand up, get up, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Get up for what?" I'm not even in this group. Like I'm trying to be out. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for the fan to come. I'm not even in the group. I'm
Mm.
a roadie, bro. I'm
Uh-huh.
just here to help out the DJ. I'm not none of I'm you know. Now
Mm.
Eclipse is also you know, Eclipse is shitting his pants. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So long story
Mm.
short, the owners of the club come in, they point us out, like, yo, that's them cats. That's them. So we get up, yo, it isn't even normal. They basically put us in shackles.
Wow.
In shackles, bro. Not regular
Germany.
handcuffs, in shackles, and make us and escort us out the club through the fucking crowd.
Mm.
So now
I have,
imagine you're
damn.
a fan. You just spent $20 for a ticket. Not only are you not seeing a show, the group is getting let out through the crowd in shackles, basically. So we're
Damn.
like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, yo, my mom's Jewish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm.
my dad is Catholic, he's Mexican, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm
Mm.
Mexican, but mom's is Jewish. So it's like I learned the best of both worlds. I had it, it was different, but you know, I'm just
Mm.
feeling weird anyway, being there
Yeah.
in Germany. They escort us out and he put us in a green army van, like a military van. So I'm like, yo, what
Mm.
the fuck are y'all doing, bro? What are you
Damn.
even doing? Why are you putting us in shackles in a van? For what reason? For what
Yeah.
reason?
That's
They
why I was
take
like,
it they take us to jail. It's a literal jail, right?
man.
They put me in different cells in a big cell with a wooden bench, right? Wouldn't give me water for 8 hours.
Mm.
A cup of water, bro. A cup of water for 8 hours. It's like hot.
Wow.
I got asthma a little bit, so it's like if
Yeah.
I'm in a different area, it's gonna get musky and hot. I can't breathe right. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? After 8 hours, this guard opens up the window in the door and he gives me a cup of coffee with the coffee beans still in it, floating around.
Mm. Damn.
I take the cup and threw it right at him. Just like, yo, the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? 8 hours I wait for a cup of coffee. I don't even drink coffee, bro. With coffee beans in it. See, my whole thing
Mm.
is like, if you're gonna do this to me in Germany, y'all better bring out the whole treatment. Bring me to the
Mm.
showers. You want to impress me? Take me to the showers and gas me. Dig me? Gas me.
Mm.
If you're gonna thug it out, let's really thug it out. Show me who the fuck you really are. Take me to the
Yeah.
showers, put the gas on, put me in the electrical chair, do what you do. Don't let's get it on then, bro. If this is what you guys are doing, get
Wow.
it on. Because we didn't really do anything. But long story short, 16 hours later, we go speak to the captain, and the captain
Mm.
is like, "Okay, well, yeah, we're gonna let you guys out, but you got to pay a fine. We can't let you leave here. You gotta pay us." So Eclipse is like, "Why the fuck do we gotta pay you? You just locked us up for 16 hours." What? So then he turns around and he's like, "You have to understand, you guys didn't do the show. The fans rioted and they ruined the club. When the fans
Mm.
left the club, they went up the block. They broke every window in the cars that were parked on the block of the club because you guys didn't perform." So we're like, we didn't even know that. We're like, what the fuck? We didn't know that. We didn't start a riot on purpose. We got robbed
Mm.
by promoters that were hired from the club. We didn't make them hire teenagers.
Mm.
We're like, listen, we went to court. You guys are liable, not us. We could prove that in court. Everything was incorrect. And then you throw us in jail
Mm.
for 16 hours. It just made no sense. So eventually they let us out, but it was a whole big thing in Munich, bro. It was in the paper the next day.
Wow. Okay.
On the entertainment section of the paper, we
Mm.
were first page. In the
Mm.
article, it says, uh, hardcore hip hop group from New York comes and purposely starts a riot here, violence,
Oh,
ending in
wow.
50,000 euros worth of damage. They were trying to pin us on that. They were saying, um, we don't have to really let you out. We could charge 50
Mm.
grand to get out if we wanted to.
Escape from Germany. That would
Yeah, bro.
have been a ill ass song right there, man.
Yeah, bro.
Escape
But
from
Damn,
Escape
but
from
I didn't want
Germany,
I
yo.
didn't want to offend any of our fans. We have a lot of fans from Germany, so I didn't want to shit on the whole country and then ruin that relation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to ruin that relationship.
yeah.
We were tempted to, but you know what's funny is that we got out, we go back to the hotel to check out, and the next morning at 11 o'clock, we called a taxi. We go to bring our bags into the taxi, and the cops pull right up. Two cop cars pull right up to us. How did they know we were leaving and checking out at that particular time? You know what I'm saying? So we were like, "What do you want?" Like I was just like, "Yo, the fuck do you want? Get out of here, bro. What do you like? This is annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's harassment." They were like, "No,
Mm.
no, no. It's cool. We just want to make sure you're going to the right place. We want to make sure you're escorted to the right place." So because that happened, um, me and Eclipse, we got banned from those Eastern European countries of performing.
Mm.
That's what scumbags they are. They took our money. We paid them. Luckily, we had a few dollars. You know what I'm saying? So we were able to pay
Wow.
them, which was two
Yeah,
grand.
yeah, yeah.
He wanted $2,000 to let us out of jail,
Mm.
So
and they're
Wow.
waiting for us.
are
What
you
happened?
still banned from Germany or
This is what I'm going to get to. So we didn't know we were banned. So we DJ Eclipse. He's also the DJ in for La Coca Nostra. You know what I'm saying? So he was with those guys doing a tour, like a 20-day tour, and they get to Poland. I don't remember what city. I think Warsaw in Poland or something. Or
Mm.
he got arrested in Poland. Same shit happened. Put him in jail. He had to pay $1,200, and that's when we knew that we were banned from those cities. I wasn't touring at that point. I was only doing local. You know, I was in the U.S. I wasn't really going to Europe. Those guys were going to Europe. You know what I'm saying? And those guys got arrested. See, Bill and Sabak, they weren't on the list. For some reason,
Mm.
they picked me and Eclipse, and um they made us the butt of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they took it out on us. We kind of took those L's. So Eclipse got arrested two more times. He got arrested in Poland. He got arrested in Italy. So this dude was already traumatized just from that event. Long story short, nonfiction in 2015, we started getting offers to do more tours. So, I found out I got to pay a shitload of money just to be able to tour over there. So I had to get a lawyer and pay the fines. You know what I'm saying? And it was settled. You know what I'm saying? We settled that. My passport was clear. I mean, obviously, we did a bunch of touring after that, but I mean, that's unjust. I mean, that doesn't even make sense that you could actually do that to somebody. But that's what it is, bro. That's in Europe. They play by a whole different set of rules. You know what I'm saying? Particularly like Germany, and they have a very militant history. They don't fuck
Yeah.
around out there, bro. They don't play games
Mm.
with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
remember
mean,
that. I remember one time we was lucky we had a record contract from the Fantastic Fear. We didn't have our passports and we got pulled over from going from Amsterdam to over to Germany. And they pulled us over, and the only reason they let us go is because we had a record contract from one of their favorite music groups, was the Fantastic Fear, was the Fantastic Four in English. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like
That's
that
crazy,
was like
bro.
the biggest hip hop group in Germany, and that was the only reason why we was on their label, that we was able to get away across the border. So that was
Right.
yeah,
Not cool, bro. I mean,
yeah,
they play by a whole set of rules, bro. They don't
yeah,
care. They don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
yeah. What about South America? Did you say you made tours there, or
We did that. We did that a couple years. Well, we did that. Um, we did Colombia a while ago, which was
Colombia?
incredible.
Okay,
Yeah, we did the first time we were there. It was like 14,000 people.
okay,
It was crazy.
wow.
It was like it was. They didn't tell us. They just said you're going to headline um a show in Colombia. We're like, all right,
Mm.
cool. And we get there, and it's just a huge stadium, bro. A huge soccer stadium made of cement. All the seats were. It looked prehistoric, but it was a big spot. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Okay.
So we were like,
Yeah.
yo, this shit is packed. Yo, this shit is on, bro. But I thought it was weird because we pull up to the arena and there's barely any security. And I see dudes drinking 40s,
Hmm,
openly drinking glass 40s like it's 93 or something.
hmm.
So I was like, so I kind of thought about it. I'm like, yo, this dude's drinking glass 40 bottles in the audience, then they got all kinds of shit on them. They got all kinds of
Yeah.
weapons, and the thing is,
Yeah.
a promoter told us like you got to be careful
Mm.
when you're out there because Justin Timberlake was kidnapped. See, a lot of
Oh,
people
no.
don't know that, but he
I
was
didn't know.
kidnapped.
Justin Timberlake?
Justin
No shit.
Timberlake was kidnapped in Colombia about 6 months before we
Uh,
got there. So they were like, "Yo, be careful." And we're like, "Yo, we're not in sync. We're not no fucking boy band, pretty boys and shit. Who the fuck is gonna want us? Like, it don't matter. Just be careful." We're like, "All right, cool." So we didn't know that until we got there. A lot of people get threatened and people get kidnapped, ransom. It happens, or at least it used to happen all the time. We thought it was weird that there's no security there. There's 14,000 people. You get on stage, and it was crazy. I mean, you could probably see it on YouTube. Somebody uploaded it, but the
mm,
shit is packed, and they're throwing flags at us, and we're holding flags up, and I mean, it's incredible. But after the show, because shit is just shady out there, people were trying to set us up by having like these bitches come up to us, like, "Hey, we love the show. There's this house party. It's over there. Y'all come with us. It's a house party." And a couple of us that were running, were with us. They were like, "Yo, let's go." It's bad bitches. We're like, "Yo, nah, bro. How you gonna fall for that, bro? You that
mm,
stupid? Come on, man."
mm,
When somebody is too thirsty to get you to go to a party, then it's not a good scene. But I'm saying, other than that, it was a beautiful show. But there was a little shiesty. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
A few weeks ago, maybe a little longer than that, maybe like a month ago, we had a show booked in Chile and Colombia, which the rest of the group went to. But unfortunately, I didn't make those shows because I was given a prescription for just a regular asthma inhaler. Like most people, it's not that crazy. I think pretty sure both of you knew somebody who has asthma that uses a pump,
mm,
right? It ain't that crazy.
mm.
For
Right.
some reason, the shit they gave me was completely fucked up. I'm saying so the asthma inhaler I was using made me literally worse, made me not able to operate. So the day before the show, I got a refill, and I was using it, maybe once a day just for maintenance, and it kind of fucked me up. I wasn't even able
Yeah.
to fly. I went to the doctor. Doctor's like, "Yo, you don't really look that good to go on a 16-hour flight right now." You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I missed those two shows, which were also incredible. Of course, I mean, the shit you could probably find those on YouTube too. I missed those shows, which I was pissed off about because a lot of people hit
Mm,
me up, and we
okay.
haven't been out there in 20 years. So
Wow. Okay.
you can imagine people.
Um,
People. What I'm saying is, people paid their tickets because we all did videos saying
mm,
like, "Yo, come to the show. We're gonna be out there. All four of us, all four original members, we're gonna be out there." So people, when there's a big show like that, people travel, and then people take off work. Whatever it is, people got kids. They gotta pay for babysitters and like all kinds of extra shit that I felt bad about because I'm a music fan too. I'm not one of these dudes that are just unempathetic and don't care about people. You know, I care about shit like that. So I felt bad because people were telling me, "Oh, we drove 400. We're gonna drive 400 miles to see you." Blah blah blah. So I'm like, "All right, cool. We're gonna be there. Can't wait." So unfortunately, yeah, that happened to the last shows. So
mm.
hopefully this year we're gonna make it up, be able to go back there again.
Okay.
So yeah,
Question:
Right on.
yeah.
Are there any hip hop artists that are lyrically superior that you always wanted to work with and collab with, and might want to do some future work with?
I mean, it's a good question. I mean, I think it used to be more so probably back in the day. I think more people like KRS-One or even old school dudes. But then obviously everybody would we want to work with Nas or we want to work with Raekwon or Ghost, which a few of my peoples did. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get to do that. Um, Obviously Rakim. I mean Rakim is still number one to me. And since the first time I
Yeah.
met him, which was in the mall in Kings Plaza in Brooklyn in '89. You know what I'm saying? I was already rapping, and
Yeah.
he was with Eric B. It was with like 3 or 4 people. I was just like, it looked like, to me, it was like the Beatles. It was like seeing the Beatles, and
Mm.
you just couldn't believe it that he was, because King's Plaza was like our mall. They weren't really from over there. Like I was like, we hung out there and shit. To see Rakim in King's
That's in
Plaza.
Brooklyn?
King's
Yeah.
Plaza.
King's Plaza's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like a different, it's like a different part of Brooklyn. They were more like northern Brooklyn. So, you'd have to come all the way up Flatbush Avenue. It's kind of a mission to go to King's Plaza, you know what I mean? But it was life changing because I was already rapping. And he gave me some advice, and I kind of told him what I was into, what I was doing. I mean, I'm a kid, but he still respected me enough. Got his autograph, of course, like a 14-year-old kid probably would have, you know. Um,
Word.
yeah, so that for me that was life changing because I was like, yo, I don't know if I told him straight up, I was like, I don't know if I'm built for this lyrically. It's like I'm trying to be in the realm which wouldn't happen. It's impossible. I'm trying to do something precisely related to art that is in your category. But when you hear, lyrics of Fury by Rakim, there's nobody that did that. There's nobody that will do that. So there's nobody on
Mm.
his level to ever achieve that. I mean, Razcast was incredible, but it's not that. RZA, incredible. Um, Guys like Killer Priest, incredible. Killer Tin, all them dudes are dope,
Chino, he
but
was on the
not
feature with
Rakim level.
Chino XL. He
Rest in
was the
peace.
yeah, rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace. Rest
Yeah,
in peace,
yeah,
man.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I mean, that's it's like that was a good brother. You know what I'm saying? That was a good
Mm.
brother. We spoke many times about the world. It wasn't so much, because a lot of kids, it's like when someone passes, there's 1,000 messages. Oh, me and him had 4 songs, and we did a collab, this and that. Like I wasn't on that. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to steal your time. I'm not trying to blah blah blah. But we would just build on like events. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like what's going on, and we were similar in the sense that the things that were happening, whether we wanted to admit it or not, it was affecting us because
Mm.
we have kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know what it is. And like, he was an intelligent dude. So we kind of knew this was up, this shit going on, that it's not looking good for us. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So becoming
Yeah.
aware of that and building with somebody, the
Yeah.
conversations we had were usually depressing, to be honest with you. We didn't
Yeah.
really talk about happy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we connected on that way. We didn't really connected so much on music. We respected each other lyrically. I mean, I
Yeah.
remember he was doing
Okay.
groups in 1990, the Art of Origin. He
Mm.
had lyrics back then. He was on some crazy shit. Not a lot of people were. So he was also another cat we respected. But as far
What
as like topics and stuff, we would just talk about, shit just fucked up. Shit is happening, just
okay.
not cool, bro. Not cool. So, rest in
I know.
peace. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their problems and demons sometimes, and more people are depressed now than not. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's not a weakness. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yo,
rest in
yo,
Gotta
peace,
wrap
man.
this up.
Dude.
Okay.
yo, son, one more joint.
Yeah.
Do you plan to embrace or use the art technology we have today called AI in your next project? Do you plan
Never.
you plan on using any pieces of the AI tech we have?
Zero. It's unnecessary. It's a nightmare. It's a
I
signal of impending death.
I agree. I
It's a
agree.
it's a fast signal, and the companies are selling out to everybody who wants to use it. Because what happens? You don't have to pay people.
Mm.
Everybody's job is going to be in the garbage. See, there's a good chance. I hate to say it. In 30 years, none of us are going to be here. It's
Mm.
not this like what you're saying. It, it don't matter in a way. You dig what I'm saying? It's not going to matter. So
Mm.
the fact that there's all this music coming out, AI based, everybody's AI samples, and it's the worst, bro. It's funny when somebody uses it for something you could laugh at. But me personally, I would never. I don't want anything to do with it. It's a nightmare to me. We knew about that 20 years ago. Everything's going to start with that. We didn't want any part of that.
The
know what I'm saying?
matrix succubus. You know,
Exactly.
all the soul will be separated. You
Yeah,
dig?
but
And
we could go on forever about that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's never ending, bro.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah.
I want to thank you for coming out,
it's never
man.
ending, bro.
You know.
Anytime, bro. Anytime.
All
You know
right,
what I
bro.
mean?
All right, Gore. We're about to
All
wrap
right.
it up here.
Good talking with you, bro.
Talk with
Yo,
you,
peace,
man.
bro. Respect.
Peace.
Peace.